All right, hey guys, this is going to be a series of videos that's going to explain my hunting history, how I got into hunting, who helped me along the way, and a few stories of my past hunts. So I think it'll be fun to kind of explore those topics and think through, kind of the people that helped me along the way, gave me a helping hand, the people that mentored me in this endeavor that I love. I really love hunting. Love all the benefits and the memories that are created out there while hunting. So I'll start at the beginning. I didn't grow up on hunting in a hunting family. My dad didn't hunt, but my grandpa did. I guess it skipped a generation. That's fine. My dad's a fisherman. He loves to fish, and he shared that love with us, his boys, and there's four of us and a sister in the family. Jill's not too much of a fisherman, but the other boys really took to it. And my dad, we spent a lot of time together out there, which was really precious, really good times. My grandpa had a cabin up at Strawberry Reservoir at Charlie's Trout Creek Camp. It's more of a fish shack, I guess is a better way to put it, but it was home to us during the summer. We loved it up there. We would load up our pickup truck, get a shell on the back, and we'd throw an aluminum boat on the top, and the little underpowered motor in the back of the pickup. Then we head up Harley's Canyon up through Heber, and we always stop at the Snow King or Dairy King. That was kind of our tradition. That's how we spent our Saturdays. Yeah, we loved it. We loved it up there. It taught us a really great appreciation for the outdoors. Taught us to respect nature. Taught us to respect, God's creation, and to be thankful for our harvest. And I think probably the most beneficial aspect of growing up at Strawberry Reservoir with my dad and Charlie's has been kind of spending time with him and cousins, and well, actually his cousins. There's a group of Gibsons up there, Gibson relatives that had Rosa cabin, so we got to know some of the family through spending time up there. But the one-on-one time we got with Dad and the teaching moments that he always took advantage of, to share his testimony of the gospel and his love for all things that God created. It's really special memories, priceless. I think the most important aspect of that would be the times when we were just together, not talking, and bonding over the experience, and knowing that we had a shared experience, we had a shared love for fishing, we had a shared love for the place, and shared love for each other. So we really value those times. And growing up, we like I mentioned, we had a kind of an aluminum boat. We upgraded a little bit to kind of a power boat. We were on the power boat scene there, so we had a 18-footer Starcraft, and that boat was really fun. It really changed the dynamic of the family. The entire family kind of got involved in activities, and I started going to Flaming Gorge. It's kind of been the one that's the evergreen one, where we still go to Flaming Gorge every year. We love it. We have a big family gathering, and on a good year, the whole family's together. My brother lives in Missouri, drives in, and sister and her family come up, and it's just really great. But we love that place. We love to camp there. We love to be there. We just love every aspect of Flaming Gorge, camping on the beach. It's a must-make trip every year. But yeah, like I mentioned, I didn't grow up hunting, and I had friends that hunted. I had uncles and cousins that hunted, but never really did get into that in my youth. But we always loved the outdoors, like I mentioned. We had fun times with firearms. My brother Dan's really into firearms, and he kind of helped us understand the ins and outs of how to safely handle firearms and how cool they are, things like that. So we all, the brothers, we all get together often. We like to go out to the West Desert, do some shooting, and Dan's been a big part of, you know, helping me understand what guns are and how they can be useful. Yeah, we've been able to shoot some of my grandpa's old guns out there too as well. We have a video on the channel about that. Shooting his Stevens bolt action 20 gauge shotgun out there, so it's pretty fun. So yeah, always loved the outdoors, loved camping, loved those aspects of it, loved learning more about firearms and being proficient with those things. And actually my brother was into archery as well. Built a bow and wood shop in high school and loved to shoot it inside the house. And you know, there was some patch repair work that needed to be happening before my parents could move out of that house anyway, so that's a different story. But yeah, anyway, Dan's been a good mentor to me in that aspect of things. A good friend of mine, James, that's part of the channel. We've been friends since high school. He's a great guy. His brother Spencer's a little older than the two of us, but I know Spencer really well. We, you know, grew up playing basketball. Saturday mornings, there's a lot of basketball happening. That was a big thing. That was a big focus of our kind of young adult life, just getting together and playing ball. But the Hewards, they'd always disappear, and you know, kind of that October time frame. And it's like, man, where did they go? We can't reach them. Totally understand why and what the season was now, but at the time, you know, you just want to play ball. You know, like, where are they at? But so the Hewards would disappear, and that's fine. Sometimes they come back with a successful hunt, sometimes they wouldn't, and it's part of it, you know. But yeah, they grew up hunting, and their father was a good mentor to them, and you know, that was a big part of their life. I'll let them tell that story at one point in time, but yeah, they were always known for that, for hunting, and that was great. So, you know, growing up, graduating high school, getting married, James and I kept in contact the whole time, and been really good friends. So our wives were friends. We actually introduced James and his wife Jessica on their first date, so that was fun to see their relationship grow, and yeah, so everything's good. So we've been friends with James for many years, and yeah, knowing he's been a big hunter for a long time, had that memory bring. But after we got married, we were hanging out. James actually was the influence to help me buy my first gun. It was a Marlin 22. We got it at a pawn shop. He negotiated for me. I got it for $50, and we threw in a raggedy old gun case with it, so I thought it was a pretty good deal. But yeah, he got me into it. So I bought my first rifle with his influence, positive influence. We did hunt a few, you know, like rabbits, kind of in the high school time frame, maybe just a little bit after that. But yeah, after, you know, that was kind of the extent of it through my 20s. Bought my first 22 in my 20s, and you know, it was a good time. James also was a big influence in helping me decide on buying a muzzleloader, and I had never heard of that. I didn't know what that was, but he explained it to me in the way that, you know, it will open up some opportunities. You know, at that point in time, muzzleloading wasn't as popular as it is today, or as it has become. Yeah, but my first muzzleloader, I was really grateful to have that, because it's opened up a lot of opportunities that I wouldn't have had on some key first hunts that I've been able to use that muzzleloader on. It's actually the gun I've killed the most game with so far. So props to James for helping me understand that whole thing and how to be safe and proficient with the muzzleloader. After the 22 purchase and the muzzleloader purchase, kind of put hunting on the shelf. I didn't really think too much about it. Didn't explore it. It wasn't really a top of mind topic until I started working with some guys at 1-800 Gun Racks. Not its real name, but that's what we called it. Um, a great group of guys. So there's Brady and Garrett and Mike and Jerry. Jerry's key to the story as well. Jerry grew up kind of like me, wasn't really a hunter. Kind of the same experience. Loved the outdoors, did all those things, but never hunted. But he married into a hunting family, and his father-in-law is always good because like a super accomplished hunter. He's added on to his home. I've taken the tour. Added onto his home to make room for all of the trophies he has there, and he's been to Africa and he's got a lot of very cool things. Yeah, he married into that family, and he had the same kind of aspirations as I did as we got to know Brady and Garrett and Mike a little bit better, and as they would, every fall they would be preparing and scheming and looking at Google Earth and and kind of planning their hunts. We just got more curious about it and started asking them questions, and they were very generous with their information, not their spots, but their information about how to get into the topic of hunting, but not the specifics of hunting. But that's great. No, I understand. I understand what's going on with that. So yeah, that kind of renewed my interest in it, and Jerry being in the situation he was in, me being in the situation that I was in, we decided that we could take the plunge and just get the hunter's ed out of the way. So we signed up for hunter's ed out at Lee K. Instructor's name was Papa Bear, which I think we're the wrong demographic for the old nickname, but that was fine. He was a great guy. Learned a lot, got through it. It was a cold day, but being in a classroom full of 12-year-olds, it was fun to go out to the range, the 50-yard shooting test, and I have to say I was the best shooter out of the majority of the class. I outshot Jerry. Sorry, Jerry. But there was one lady with the military background. I'll have to add that in here. That was the top shooter. But I took second place, and that Marlin 22 that I bought with James was the gun I was using that day. I ended up having a malfunction with the buffer broke inside of the action, and so I couldn't use it. I only shot like two or three rounds through it and broke. Probably because it was so dang cold. But went up to Papa Bear, explained my situation, and he lent me one of the class Ruger 1022s with the scope on it, so it was a little bit of an upgrade. I was shooting open sights on that Marlin. So that was the story there. We ended up getting our certificate, passing that, and that kind of gave us the first hurdle overcome with the help of a friend. So yeah, shout out to Jerry. So the group at 1-800-GUN-RACKS, we planned a few things. So we went on a couple bird hunts, some chuckers, and I don't know why they felt like they needed to introduce me to the world of hunting with the devil bird, but there we go. I went with Garrett and his brother, and I've been with Brady and his dog Sage, which is great. I took Garrett with me as well, so it was a great time hunting chuckers with Brady. I think that's good. I think that's where I'll wrap up this first video. And yeah, follow along, subscribe, and we'll put out more of these journey videos. I'm gonna get James and Spencer involved here. We're gonna talk about how we got going together. I'm gonna talk about some of my other influences, some other people that helped me out hunting, and it'll be a good time. So anyway, yeah, subscribe and follow along. Thanks, guys.